Hi everybody, my name is Greg Knight, and I have been a host of Popping Collars for over 10 years now. During that time, I've had the privilege to talk with several people from the entertainment, academic, and religious worlds through our spinoff pod, Under the Stole. Every now and then, I have a guest on to talk about their new movie, documentary, book, or whatever other project. It's a great opportunity to dive deeper into the stories of some really talented artists and thinkers while learning more about what drives the creative spirit. So keep things under the stole with me and my guests right here on the Popping Collars feed. Hi, I'm Greg.
And I'm Betsy.
And this is Going on 30, a Popping Collars sod project. Sod project?
It's
a sod.
Are we sodding?
It's a sod project. Popping Collars side project where we bring out the GIMP.
I fast forward through that part of the movie. I'm just going to let you say here. Yeah.
Oh, this movie. With movies that were nominated or should have been nominated for Best Picture 30 years ago. This month, we're looking at Pulp Fiction.
Miramax Films is proud to present one of the most celebrated motion pictures of the year. The winner of the 1994 Palme d'Or, the Best Picture of the Cannes Film Festival.
I'm so interested in Big Man's wife. Well, he's going out of town, Florida, and he asked me if I'd take care of her while he's gone. Take care of her? No, man. Just show her a good time, make sure she don't get lonely. Girl, you see, this is a moral test of oneself.
I do believe Marcellus, my husband, your boss, told you to take me out and do whatever I wanted.
Whether or not you can maintain loyalty.
Night of the fight, you may feel a slight sting. Pride only hurts, it never helps. In the fifth, your ass goes down.
I have to say, you play with matches, you get burned.
We should have shotguns for this kind of deal.
We're in a lot of danger, aren't we?
I'm prepared to scour the earth for that moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Get down, get down.
You got a corpse in a car, minus a head in a garage. Take me to it.
Don't you hate that?
Hey, what?
Uncomfortable silences.
John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Amanda Plummer, Maria de Medeiros, Bing Rames, Eric Stoltz, Rosanna Arquette, Christopher Walken, and Bruce Willis.
Looking at something, friend? Ain't my friend Luca.
Die, you mother!
A new film directed by Quentin Tarantino. Pulp Fiction.
You really thinking about quitting?
Most definitely.
What's you gonna do then?
Basically, I'm just gonna walk the earth.
What you mean walk the earth?
You know, like Kane in Kung Fu.
Betsy, I have a brief description of the movie Pulp Fiction. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, I'm curious how they summarize this movie.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm just reading it, and this is... okay. I have a brief description of a movie, and we'll see if it's actually Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
It goes like this. A burger-loving hitman. Okay. His philosophical partner, don't know. A drug-addled gangster's moll, M-O-L-L, like Gretchen Mole, except add an L.
Okay, got it.
Doesn't that... A drug-addled gangster's moll? Mia is
I don't think
wife.
of her as drug-addled either. I mean, she is on a lot of drugs.
I'm already having to do a Google search. Can you be a wife and a mall at the same time? Okay, so mall MOLL, and wife have distinct meanings, though both refer to female partners. Wife is the formal term for a woman in a marital relationship. Moll, on the other hand, is an informal term, often with negative connotations, referring to a female companion, especially one associated with a gangster or criminal.
Okay, so this summary sucks already.
This is Mrs. Mia Wallace. Put some respect on her name.
Yeah, my God.
Come on.
Get her name out of your mouth.
Burger loving hitman, his philosophical partner, a drug-addled gangster's mall, and a washed-up boxer converge in this sprawling comedic crime caper. Like it's a mad world.
Right.
Their adventures unfurl in 3 stories that ingeniously trip back and forth in time. Who's the burger loving hitman? Is that John
Royale with
Travolta?
cheese. That's John Travolta.
Okay. I mean, he went to a McDonald's once in Amsterdam. Does that make him a burger loving hit? I don't know.
I would say I would probably categorize him more as a dancer.
Yeah, exactly.
He does that more in this movie.
That's right. He eats a steak.
Right. He doesn't have a burger.
Betsy, what's your history with Pulp Fiction?
Saw when it came out of the theater.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, it was college. Like this was the coolest movie around. You got to. So yeah, I saw it when it came out.
Wow.
It was a thing to do. But I mean the soundtrack, like we were just kind of talking about the music before we started recording, and it's hard to go back and like I was watching like the Billy Joel documentary that HBO is putting out, and they're like it's hard to go back and think about listening to like a song like Piano Man when it just came out, as opposed to it being this ubiquitous, weird, waltzy, slightly sea shanty kind of a song that everybody knows and can sing, right? So like this soundtrack is a little bit of that for me, because it's like because you wouldn't have heard any of this music before. And then he's, putting it together in the way that he world builds this radio station, like he did with Reservoir Dogs, and so it's got all the clips from the movie on it. So like I was doing knew all the dialogue and all the pieces, and So
the soundtrack was ubiquitous. Yeah, it was like if you got a ride, from a friend of yours, inevitably the Pulp Fiction soundtrack was in their CD case.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And it would start, what was hilarious was that it would start with the Tim Roth, Amanda Plummer dialogue.
Honey Bunny.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you had Amanda Plummer screaming.
The
CD.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're way cooler. Yeah, you're way cooler than me. I came to Pulp Fiction late. This was a video rental. It was probably after the Oscars. I couldn't tell you that I knew that Pulp Fiction was a movie that existed until the Oscars of that year. I remember renting it with my girlfriend. We watched up to Vince going to pick up Mia for the date. Like I think we watched through the opening scene with Frank Whaley and all of that stuff. And then I think, the next scene is like Vince and Mia, and did not get it. Just didn't get it. It was just watching it. I was like, I have no clue. And I think the issue that I had with it at the time was that, just like this description, I thought it was supposed to be like a silly comedy kind of thing, and I think maybe I based that off of how people looked. Like Sam Jackson looks odd, in this movie. And everybody kind of looks a little weird. And I was like, oh, this is going to be like a Naked Gun or an airplane or something. And like, it's, And so you get into like
it is not
gangsters doing gangster stuff. And you're like, what is happening?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Travolta looks weird. I don't know. I just thought it was like a comedy. So we bailed on it actually during the first watch, and then came back to it like maybe a few months later and sort of watched it all the way through. Loved it. I've watched it about 1,000 times since. Yeah. So.
At some point, I think we might need to have your girlfriend from that time on the podcast. I think we might need to reach out to her, because she keeps getting brought up. because she keeps getting taken to all these movies.
Well, no, these are rentals. So
Or rentals, yes.
yeah, this is Blockbuster run. So we keep running to the Blockbuster and then heading back to her house to watch movies in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is that era where it's
Gotcha.
happening. Yeah.
Initial takes. I think it's really going back to that phrase I used earlier, the world building that Tarantino likes to do. And I think we didn't get to see as much of that in Reservoir Dogs because the world was so contained
Yeah.
within, really we were on what, 2 sets, 3 sets? I mean, location wise, right? I mean, it was not
And
very
even then,
many.
it's like the warehouse, really.
Right, right. But
Yeah.
like here, it was this, you can tell the budget is bigger and you've got like Big Kahuna Burger, you've got all of the songs, you've
Red
got
Apple cigarettes.
right,
Yeah.
right, like everything is so stylized. You've got Jack Rabbit Slims and all of that. Like there's so much detail
Mhm.
coming at you in this film that it ignites that Easter egg kind of thing and like wanting to dig into like why,
Mhm.
right? And like even like Ruby walked in while I was watching, she's like, "Oh, Quentin Tarantino, here's the thing about the feet, right?"
Yes,
And
he
I
does.
was like, "Yes, he does." And so it's like, I mean, like even like her, not a Tarantino aficionado, And then I was sitting there watching the opening credits, and he loves the title card, and I'm like, "What is it about yellow in this
Yeah.
guy?"
Yeah.
Loves it, and it's that particular kind of yellow that then we see again in Kill Bill and that sort of thing. And it's also just that obsession with mundane dialogue
Mhm.
in the midst of the world going on. I love films that hop around in time like this. That always is
Mhm.
intriguing to me because then you're like, well, what book is Vincent, right?
Mhm.
Vince reading what, what's going, when was that? So then he had to change out of that into this, and which day are we on? And so, like some of those sorts of things. But it's like
Mhm.
there are vignettes I like more than others. The Bruce Willis one is not as engaging to me.
Mhm.
Um, and I do have issues with the gimp scene. I think maybe that's because it's like, I'm too into true crime. Like that's just like the ultimate terror of being trapped someplace like that. And maybe that's just poking on a fear of mine, potentially. But again, it's hard to go back to that first watching in the theater. And I also wish shakes were $5. That would be lovely.
Oh my God. I know. When he's talking about $5 shake, I was just like, yeah, that's what they cost
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Like that's just a normal shake now.
Right. Now it'd be like a
Crazy.
$10 shake. $10 shake. Right? Ruby's like, I think that's a meme somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, it's got to be an inflation meme.
That's a shake. That's milk and
Yeah,
ice cream.
milk and ice cream. And I think too, like there's those little lines, like a wax museum with a pulse that just get
Yeah.
kind of dropped out there that
Mhm.
I really see his, really seeing his writing in another way. Cause a lot of times some of his stuff is just people shouting over each other. And
Yeah.
like, and there's always an element of that feels like it's happening. There's a chaotic element to things. But then there's also a lot of weird racism.
Yeah, I've got that for
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, even like down to like the weird Eskimo cartoon and like, like
Yeah.
there's, and all of that's nostalgia based because he's also pulling on his past and that's going to show Butch as a young kid, and that sort of thing. But, I think those 90s genes did Bruce Willis no favors.
Nah.
Think that could have
I
been
didn't
way
mind
better
it. I
because
didn't mind his outfit.
he was really ripped at this point. And I think also the comeback element of this film, like I can't remember what was Bruce Willis's most recent film before this.
I think Bruce was doing fine because I think that he would have had like Death Becomes Her and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really the Travolta songs. Yeah.
Yes,
Because
for sure.
Travolta was coming off of like the third Look Who's Talking movie. Like
Yeah, things
he
were
was in
not
trouble.
great.
Yeah.
Yes. And so to then have Ruby, I'm like, "Ooh," and then I'm like, well, he's dancing, because he has a big dancer movie. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, okay, so Saturday Night Fever, and like I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Like, there's some education that has been missed. I'm not saying, it's like all-star stellar movies that you need to watch, but to kind of know, and like Grease,
Yeah,
she's
you
like,
should
oh
probably know
yeah,
that John
okay.
Travolta
She
is a
knows
dance.
Grease. She knows Grease. But yeah, to kind of have him suddenly dancing in the movie, slightly high dancing. So he had done Bruce Willis. So Death Becomes Her was 92. The Player was 92. The Last Boy Scout was 91. And he had
Yeah,
done
these are all good movies.
Loaded Weapon 1, which I don't.
That's a parody movie.
Yes. Striking Distance and The Color of Night were the two.
Well, The Color of Night was the
this.
controversial one that showed his wiener.
Well, and he teased you like he was going to do it in this one too, but he didn't. But yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you about the Tarantino-ness of it all. It is nostalgia, and I think that that's something that was hard to think about back in the 90s because I mean there was some nostalgia stuff happening, especially with boomers, like looking back at like Beatles music from the 60s, and we're at 94, so like the first Woodstock revival was happening and stuff like that. But there wasn't this nostalgia, or at least not this kind of concentrated nostalgia for the 70s. And that was what Tarantino was really sort of giving a love letter to, was like grindhouse 70s movies. So like the title cards feel like that, the cartoons,
Well, and Pulp Fiction itself as a concept, which is what Vince is reading the whole time. So
my scorching hot take, though, is that I think that this movie, Pulp Fiction, is the most LA movie ever made. I don't think there's a single movie that has ever been more LA than Pulp Fiction.
Not The Player?
Not even The Player. The Player is so Hollywood. Like the thing that makes Pulp Fiction really LA is that he is so flippant with moving you from one world to another. So it's like Toluca Lake and Inglewood and Redondo Beach. And it's like, if you don't know LA, which most people watching this movie wouldn't, like a lot of these references are just going to go right by you. But like he just plays it out. Like this is what I grew up with, and so this is just the lingo I'm going to use. And so
yeah, I think too, all of that again goes to the world building, right? Like it's he's doing it for himself.
Not as hot takes. We talked about the Travolta stunts. This is a good time though to talk about the sliding doors of the casting. So Travolta, and this is also a good time for us to say rest in peace to our good friend Michael Madsen, who passed away.
Recently. Yes, he did.
And has shown up on many of our Going on 30s, including Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
And Thelma and Louise. And here he was supposed to reprise his role as Vic Vega. And turned down Tarantino, I think. And so that's why Tarantino goes to Travolta. But then the big one is that Sam Jackson was supposed to be Lawrence Fishburne. And Lawrence Fishburne turned that role down. So you could have had a movie, instead of Sam Jackson and John Travolta, you could have had Larry Fishburne and Michael Madsen. But I think it's interesting, right? That you just identify so much with Travolta and Jackson in these two parts of Jules and Vincent that to think of it as two different actors, kind of hard to square that a little bit. Who it is really huge for is Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
I would...
Who has been in every movie.
So we've had, this is the fourth Sam Jackson movie that we've talked about in 2 years now. Like he's in everything, but he doesn't get the boost from the others like he does this movie. And I dare say that no one has ever used a boost from a movie like Sam Jackson did with Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Like he goes from being the computer guy in Jurassic Park to like opening up a Die Hard movie with Bruce Willis. And then being a headliner. Like he's the guy, like going forward.
I think too, there's something about him and Jules that I mean, in the way that Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive become kind of melded with their character. That's who they really are, you know. When I see him on, was it Citibank commercials or whatever it is, is it a slightly less profanity laden, more smiley version, less Jerry Curl of Jules, right? Because he just infuses, and you get the dramatic monologues and conversation like him in the I don't want to get to best scene, but him and Tim Roth and them, like them in the diner.
Now, I ain't giving it to him, Vincent. I'm buying something for my money. Want to know what I'm buying, Ringo?
What?
Your life. I'm giving you that money so I don't have to kill your ass. You read the Bible, Ringo?
Not regularly, no.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. I've been saying that shit for years. And if you heard it, that meant your ass. I never gave much thought to what it meant. See, now I'm thinking, maybe it means you're the evil man, and I'm the righteous man. And Mr. 9mm here, he's the shepherd protecting my righteous ass in the valley of darkness. Or it could mean you're the righteous man, and I'm the shepherd. And it's the world that's evil and selfish. Now, I'd like that. But that shit ain't the truth. The truth is, you're the weak. And I'm the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
It's so good.
It's mesmerizing, and it goes on for so long, and you keep thinking, like, this is going on too long, right? But no, it's perfect.
Well, and the way he has to keep pulling, Amanda Plummer's amazing.
Right.
Like, just pulling everybody back in, and maybe I am the tyranny of evil men.
Yeah. One last, not as hot take. The extended cast. I just feel like Tarantino is the master of the extended cast. Like the people who are just kind of showing up. So it's like
Christopher Walken.
You got Christopher Walken, and I wouldn't even include Christopher Walken in that mix because he's kind of doing his own thing. But people like Paul Calderon, Frank Whaley, Phil Lamar as Marvin. The Arquettes. You got two Arquettes in this movie.
Two Arquettes. Yes.
You got Eric Stoltz. You got Kathy Griffin showing up. You got Julius Sweeney showing up.
Yeah.
It's like even like these tiny parts have like these really great picks for like. Who
I don't think Buddy Holly is that great a waiter. Yeah.
That's one that wasn't in my notes, but I will say this: Vincent Vega is a really good date. And I don't think I appreciated that until I watched the movie this time. Like, he always has something to say. It's always really interesting what he has to say. He's very observant about what's going on around him, and he's a good dancer.
And he's a little bit high.
But you're right. I mean, the dialogue is mesmerizing. Like, the Big Kahuna Burger scene just, like, sucks you in. To the point that when Flock of Seagulls get shot in the face, you're like, what's happening?
Oh my God.
I do love that scene with Jules and Vince when they're getting the suitcase and seeing the Big Kahuna Burger for breakfast. Betsy, you got me thinking, what are the top 5 movie burgers? Top 5
Oh, I thought we were
burgers.
going to do mysterious suitcases. No? Okay.
Although you could do mysterious items in movies, because there's like, I remember someone asked him what was in the suitcase, and he was like, it's the same thing that's in the trunk in Repo Man, which you don't know. You don't ever know what's in the
You'll
trunk
never
either.
know.
So,
In the same way you don't know what Bonnie looks like.
exactly. So, top 5 movie burgers.
Okay, here we go to honorable mention.
Honorable mention. I guess it could have shown up in a movie. Now that I think about it, I put it down because I didn't think it was in a movie. The Krabby Patty from SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah, it should have been a movie. It was in the SpongeBob movie. Yeah, okay.
Krabby Patty probably should have been a movie.
Sorry, number 5.
Number 5, I'm going to start with a burger that's not good because it propels the plot of the movie. That's Falling Down with Michael Douglas and his little puny burger that he gets.
Yes.
It doesn't look like the picture.
It doesn't.
And he goes crazy.
Man, that's a real pull there, Greg. So let's go to number 4.
Number 4, it's Tom Hanks' burger from The Terminal. The poor little guy. He's all hungry and he's running around this airport and he can't leave, and he finally gets what looks like one of the tastiest burgers you've ever seen.
Tastiest burgers makes me hungry. All right, number 3.
Number 3, because it's the whole point of the movie. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. I'm not even a White Castle guy. I don't even like White Castles.
You don't like the whole steam thing, no?
When they finally get to the White Castle, it's like, oh man, let's eat a bunch of these burgers. I love it.
That'd be great. 2.
Number 2, and this is a sneaky one. It's the Burger King burger from Iron Man. When Tony leaves the cave and they fly him back to America and they ask him what he wants, and he's like, I just want a burger. And it looks like one of the best burgers you've ever seen.
I mean, product placement, baby. Let's go. All right, number 1 burger.
Number 1 is a burger that is the best burger in name and maybe ever in the history of cinema. It's the burger from The Menu, the burger that saves what's her face's life, Queen Gambit's life.
Yes. I thought maybe you would do Good Burger.
No, I was never a Good Burger guy. Those burgers look nasty.
I love it. There was a thing I wanted to include since we're talking about burgers and food.
Yeah.
So Buscemi, right, was supposed to be Jimmy in the film, not Quentin Tarantino, but he had to turn it down because he had a scheduling conflict. So he took the Buddy Holly role just to kind of be in the movie, right? But then in Reservoir Dogs, he has the whole rant about not tipping the waitstaff.
That's right.
Right? So I like that.
Yeah.
Just a little, if he ends up in some small role. I thought that was kind of
playing off of that.
Wild.
What is the best scene from the movie? I think we've kind of teased it. I think we have the same one.
It's the diner hold-up scene at the end.
Yeah, the Ezekiel 25:17, just kind of parsing that out. Yeah.
And just, the way Plumber, she'll wind up and he knows he's got to keep her cool because she's whatever. And that he and Roth can kind of be there and do that. And them in the clothes that they're in. And it's we should probably take off now. Nobody in there is giving these two guys an applause because they don't trust them either.
They're gangsters. Yeah.
Right. As they put their giant ass guns into their swim trunk shorts or jams and get out of there.
Well, and they, and the fun thing about that too, the way that it concludes is that Jules still thinks of it like a gangster. He's not he's not a saint. He's still a gangster. And so, he's like, okay, so you got my money, you got all the wallets that you took from people, and you got the money from the register. So that's a pretty good score. Go ahead, take off. And so of course nobody's applauding him because he's not a hero. He's not
right. He's not. Yeah.
But it all comes back to it's not an issue until they try to take what's Marcellus's. And that's the one thing that you can't take is what belongs to Marcellus. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't mentioned it. This is another film that broke Ving Rhames.
Yeah, I guess so. Because he does Mission Impossible in 95. So
yeah. This was I don't know what he was doing before this either, but it's
Actually,
like
he does Mission Impossible. Well, no, I take that back. I was going to say he does Mission Impossible and Con Air in 95, but I think Con Air is 96. Now that I think about it. But yeah, Ving Rhames and Ving Rhames is in the, he's got a good 1-2 punch, but it's a deceptive one that you don't actually really see the part 2 of it, which is Pulp Fiction. But then he does that Don King biography movie for HBO. And that's the one that he wins the awards for and stuff that really like catapults him forward. And now he's the voice of Arby's.
And now he's the voice of Arby's, friends.
It's been the voice of Arby's for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ezekiel 25:17. Any thoughts about the scripture that Tarantino has written here, besides the fact that it's way too long for one verse?
It's way too long for one verse.
Yeah. That's it.
Because it what's so fun is you could put it in, you could just you start typing Ezekiel in your Google, and then it just comes up. Like, it's like, oh, you're looking for this?
Not actual Ezekiel stuff.
Right.
Tarantino
Well,
Ezekiel stuff.
Exactly. I mean, we're talking about, judgment against the Philistines and all of that sort of thing. The prophets are a great place to go. If you're looking for something,
I thought it was a great call. If he wants to write something that's about vengeance, then putting it in the voice of a prophet is And
if you're a strong man who's kind of, a strong man for hire, right? Who's kind of, that's what you do. You're going out to exact someone else's vengeance.
Right. And I love the conclusion that Jules ultimately comes to, which is like, I want to think that I'm the good guy, but I'm not. I'm not the good guy.
I'm not really the good guy. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the best performance from the movie?
I mean, Samuel Jackson is terrific.
I think that's I think there's only one answer, which is Sam Jackson.
But I got to tell you, I love Harvey Keitel.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, first thing, you two. Take the body, stick it in the trunk. Now, Jimmy, this looks to be a pretty domesticated house. That would lead me to believe that in the garage, you're under the sink, you got a bunch of cleaners and cleansers and shit like that?
Yeah, Mr. Wolf, under the sink.
Good. I need you two fellas to do is take those cleaning products and clean the inside of the car. I'm talking fast, fast, fast. You need to go in the back seat, scoop up all those little pieces of brain and skull. Get it out of there. Wipe down the upholstery. Now, when it comes to upholstery, it don't need to be spick and span. You don't need to eat off it. Just give it a good once-over. What you need to take care of are the really messy parts. The pools of blood that I've collected, you gotta soak that shit up. Now, Jimmy, we need to raid your linen closet. I need blankets, I need comforters, I need quilts, I need bedspreads. The thicker the better, the darker the better. No whites. Can't use them. We need to camouflage the interior of the car. We're gonna line the front seat and the back seat and the floorboards with quilts and blankets. So if a cop stops us and starts sticking his big snout in the car, the subterfuge won't last. But at a glance, the car will appear to be normal. Jimmy, lead the way. Boys, get to work.
Please would be nice.
Come again?
I said a please would be nice.
Get it straight, Buster. I'm not here to say please. I'm here to tell you what to do. I'm here to help. If my help's not appreciated, lots of luck, gentlemen.
No, Mr. Wolf. It ain't like that. Your help is definitely appreciated.
Mr. Wolf, listen. I don't mean disrespect, okay? I respect you. I just don't like people barking orders at me, that's all.
If I'm curt with you, it's because time is a factor. I think fast, I talk fast, and I need you guys to act fast if you want to get out of this. So, pretty please, with sugar on top, clean the car.
I think this role was written for him. Winston, the wolf.
The wolf.
The wolf. And it's just that look into like, there would be a guy who you could call who knew how to deal with this stuff.
A fixer, yeah.
And like, what is he doing at 8 a.m? And are they sitting shiva for someone? Because that's what it looks like they're doing. Because all these people dressed in a house.
It looks like a party or like a birthday party or bat mitzvah.
Baptism, there's something, right? But he's in pretty much almost like a tux, sort of.
Yeah, he's in a tux. Yeah.
And he's coming in And what time does she get home? And here we go, and this is what we're doing, and
Yeah,
with that,
all he does is delegate. He doesn't
yeah.
he doesn't do anything. He just
No,
delegates tasks. Yeah.
but then he knows where you take a car.
Right.
And just to ask the question, like, is there anything else wrong with the car? Taillight out. This, I don't want to get pulled over.
Well, and this is a sneaky one that I didn't think about until I watched it this time. He's going to drive the car, and Vince is going to drive the other car, and Jules is not going to drive the car.
Yeah, we're not going to have a black guy drive.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So don't want to be pulled over for driving while black. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think objectively the answer is Sam Jackson, but I'm going to go for Christopher Walken.
Granddad was facing death. He knew it. None of those boys had any illusions about ever leaving that island alive, so 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your granddad asked a gunner on an Air Force transport named Wanaki, man he'd never met before in his life, to deliver to his infant son, who he'd never seen in the flesh, his gold watch. 3 days later, your granddad was dead, but Wanaki kept his word. After the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he was shot down over Hanoi. He was captured, put in a Vietnamese prison camp. The way your dad looked at it, this watch was your birthright, so he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years he wore this watch, up his ass. Then he died of dysentery. He gave me the watch. I hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass 2 years.
The thing that I like about it is that, it's just this one speech, but it starts off so serious. And then it hits this moment where it becomes so absurd. And when you get to that moment, Walken's voice gets higher when he gets to that. And it's like, because he knows that he's transitioning from like a dramatic story to like a ridiculous story.
Yeah. Yeah. In the way two men can be close, and the way the time, and I'm just kind of like, I mean, it is like, because I was just looking up to see what was he doing around this time.
And it brings the movie to a screeching halt because you've just been go. Like you have the opening scene, with the big Kahuna burger that takes you into the date with Vince and Mia, which, just escalates to this crazy point with Eric Stoltz and Rosanna Arquette and all of that stuff. And so you need a moment to just kind of catch your breath. And here comes Christopher Walken to just kind of like slow everything down. So that
yeah. Well, and you think about, it's interesting to take an actor who was, had also made some incredible hits in the mid 80s, early 80s, but that you so might associate with like the 70s. And to have him in kind of a 70s homage, but at the same time he's in the 70s as coming, prisoner of war. Like it was just kind of and thing made me think about the Deer Hunter, and
yeah, right. I was
so
about
he's
to say,
like pulling out a lot of that
came
stuff.
Straight from the Deer Hunter, yeah. I got some stats about the movie.
Stats.
So it came out on September 10th, 1994. So you had just started your freshman year.
I had just started my freshman year, yeah. Did it really come out in September? Because I thought I read something that it and Shawshank came out on the same day, and I thought it was October.
So here's the thing about these independent movies. It's hard to say
when they came out,
because this would not have been a national release. I cannot imagine it would have been. It had to have rolled out.
Kind of rolled over the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Once people started watching it, more theaters.
I'm sure they knew what they had because it was in Cannes, right?
I believe so.
Sundance. I think it was in Cannes.
I think it was the Cannes.
Yeah. So they knew they had something, but I don't think they would have released it, nationwide.
Yeah.
So probably, let's say New York and LA on September 10th, maybe.
Yeah, I would think so.
This day in 90210. We have arrived at season 5, episode 2. No French title for this one. It's called Under the Influence.
Oh no.
I know.
Of heroin? This heroin's coming back in a big way. That's what Eric Stoltz said.
Which is why Lawrence Fishburne turned the movie down. We never wrapped up that bow, but Lawrence Fishburne turned it down because of the heroin use in the movie. He didn't feel comfortable with it. Okay, Under the Influence. Dylan takes news of Kelly and Brandon's relationship hard. I bet he does. He's jealous. Super jealous.
Bet he's drinking.
While Donna gets caught up in her mother's plans for her debutante ball.
Oh, is this around the time of like the Rose Bowl and like her being in the Rose Parade and all that stuff?
I think so. I think this is the one where like, she's like, Mom, I'm not a little girl.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. And Dylan's drunk in his convertible.
And Dylan's drinking. That's right. Because Kelly has left him for his best friend, and Brenda has left the show, so he has nobody to fall back on.
Where's Rebecca Gayheart?
And his dad died.
Yeah. Where's that little girl? His sister.
Poor Dylan, man. He's got too much going on.
Too much.
Pulp Fiction has a domestic gross of $108 million.
Oh, wow.
I know. And a little indie feature making $100 million. Making it
we have not touched on the Miramax of it all either. So
could say this is what makes Weinstein.
Yeah, I mean, this is, yeah.
Because,
so you can pull stuff with Shakespeare Love.
Harvey gets a huge boost from Pulp Fiction. He's been buying up all these indies with like Kevin Smith and stuff like that. And now he's becoming like Mr. Hollywood. And then once you start getting into like Good Will Hunting and he starts rigging Oscars and stuff, it's like crazy.
Yep.
Domestic gross of $108 million, making it the number 10 grossing movie of 1994.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
top
I'm
10,
ready.
Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
It is the number 742nd top grossing movie of all time, between a movie called Hop. I'm going to assume an animated Easter movie.
I'm going to also assume animated. Hop 2021. Russell Brand and James Marsden.
Russell Brand.
Wow.
Did I tell you? We may have to cut this from the pod. Russell Brand came to my church. I thought he was Buddhist. So it was before I went to Norway. So I think it was like the week before I went to Norway. He showed up, and this is the really gross part. So like after the service was over, he was like leaving, and the only reason that I know he was there was because we had a table set up in like the breezeway outside of the main entrance to the church, where the kids were like raising money for their trip and stuff like that. And so Russell Brand comes walking out, and he is surrounded by like 10 women, all trying to like vie for his attention as he's like leaving church. Because he's a big MAGA guy now. He's like super into like, evangelical Christianity or whatever. So yeah, so he was there, and it was really gross. So there you go. There's my Russell Brand story.
All right, so this movie Hop, E.B., the Easter Bunny's teenage son, heads to Hollywood determined to become a drummer in a rock and roll band. In L.A., he's taken in by Fred after the out-of-work slacker hits E.B. with his car.
Wow.
Okay, so that's Hop, which didn't get a sequel, so probably not
Hop,
very good.
well, Russell Brand got canceled shortly after Hop. It may have been Hop that got him canceled.
2011.
So you get Hop and you get Pulp Fiction, and then you also get another indie darling, Paranormal Activity.
Oh.
The first Paranormal
one.
Activity, which cost about $2 to make and made $100 and something million.
This is like Blair Witch Project Part 2.
It was Blair Witch 2. They basically set up a digital camera in a bedroom and made a horror movie out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. So you get Hop, Pulp Fiction, Paranormal Activity, Flirt, Marry, Kill.
Okay, I'm going to flirt with Paranormal Activity,
Mm-hmm.
murder Hop, and make a lovely rabbit stew, and then I will marry Pulp Fiction.
Yes, ding, ding, ding. That is the
Ding,
answer.
ding.
Yeah, absolutely. Although Paranormal Activity, that first Paranormal Activity, I'm sort of a sucker for. Kind of like Blair Witch. I like it when stuff goes wrong during the night, and you can't.
Yeah.
It's not like you can
Can't quite
fast
put your finger on
forward. Yeah, you can't fast forward time. You're kind of stuck there, And
Yeah.
so I like that. Pulp Fiction has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Christian Science Monitor probably came down on the other side of it.
Man, it's tough.
Roger Ebert, what do you think?
Oh, I think you liked it.
I mean, he definitely likes it. It is interesting though, right? Because Raj doesn't like violence.
No.
He doesn't like violence in horror movies, but he doesn't mind like gratuitous violence in other stuff, which is
right. Like, did we need to open the door to see Vince Vega shot in the bathroom? Right. Like, there's the levels of choices that are made, and in Tarantino films, it's kind
or even Marvin's. You see Marvin in the trunk briefly, right? When he's
right. Right. Yeah.
Raj says Quentin Tarantino is the Jerry Lee Lewis of cinema.
Oh no.
I know.
That is not a good comparison. That does not hold
his
up.
underage cousin, I guess. That's what that
He's into young girls, and
Quentin Tarantino is the Jerry Lee Lewis of cinema, a pounding performer who doesn't care if he tears up the piano as long as everybody is rocking. 4 out of 4 stars. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that. He's burning down the house, but as long as it's a good party, it's fine.
Right. Because I was going to say, what's the other comparison? Pete Townsend, and I don't know whether that one's any good either. Keith Moon, maybe? Keith Moon?
Oh, Keith Moon. Keith Moon is the inspiration for the Muppet Animal. Did you know that?
Yes. Yes, I didn't know that.
Janet Maslin says, a triumphant, cleverly disorienting journey through a demi-monde that springs entirely from Mr. Tarantino's ripe imagination. A landscape of danger, shock, hilarity, and vibrant local color. I think Janet Maslin has basically just said in one sentence what we've said over the course of like 35 minutes.
Yeah. Well, what's a demi what?
Demi-monde. So like a little world. Like when we talked about world building.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's created his own little world that springs entirely from his imagination. And unlike the brief description that we read, this gets at it more accurately. Danger, shock, sure, some hilarity, but also local color, the LA of it all kind of thing. Yeah. How did it do at the Oscars? Betsy, it won 1 Oscar.
How many was it nominated for? 7? 6?
Nominated for, okay. In addition to Best Picture, which I do not have down here,
right.
It was nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Oh man.
6.
How many different sound awards was it nominated for?
No sound.
Shut up.
No.
Oh, wow. Because typically there's like gunfire, is it film editing? We get like some.
Not only gunfire, the adrenaline needle going into the chest.
Yeah.
That's impressive, man.
Right.
So it won 1
screenplay.
Yeah, best original screenplay for Tarantino, which is really the only Oscar that he ever wins. Like he's never won Best Director.
No.
And he's never won Best Picture.
No.
So best original screenplay is really the Tarantino Oscar. Yeah.
At this moment.
And then it was nominated for 5 others that it did not win.
What else was it nominated for?
Do you want me to tell you or do you want to guess? I'll let you guess. There are 3 above the line.
Oh. So was Tarantino nominated?
No, there are 4 above the line. Sorry.
Tarantino was nominated.
Yep. Tarantino for Best Director.
Tarantino, Jackson.
Yep, best supporting actor Sam Jackson, and this is the famous
Yes.
clip of Sam Jackson when Landau wins, and Jackson says, "What the F?"
Yep. Were there any other? Did Uma Thurman get nominated?
Yes, best supporting actress
Oh,
Uma
okay.
Thurman.
Okay.
One more above the line, sitting out there.
Travolta? No.
Yeah, Travolta, best
Really?
actor Travolta. So he wasn't even in the supporting
Oh,
category. He got the best actor nom, and Jackson got best supporting actor.
that was some politicking right there. That was
That's
playing. That was playing some categories.
that's some category fraud for you right there.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I would almost say everyone in this film is supporting.
it was also nominated for best film editing. The editing in
Mhm.
all Tarantino movies was Sally Menke before she passed
Yes.
away.
Yes.
And a really cute little fun story is that every time Tarantino ends a shot, he instructs his actors to say hi to Sally. So after he cuts, his actors all say, "Hey, Sally."
Damn, Jimmy.
When
That's
they-
cool.
Shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on us. What flavor is this?
Knock it off, Julie.
What?
I don't need you to tell me how good my coffee is, okay? I'm the one who buys it. I know how good it is. I buy the gourmet expensive stuff because when I drink it, I want to taste it. But you know what's on my mind right now? It ain't the coffee in my kitchen. It's the dead in my garage.
Oh, Jimmy.
Well, I think that's a good transition to our
Yeah.
lasting legacy, which is
Yeah.
I've written the Tarantino racism, problematic stuff.
Yes.
Like this is just a good time to have that conversation because it's one of
Yes.
these things that sticks with Tarantino. You know, it's a lot of stuff from this movie, but it's also stuff that comes in later movies of like, you know, there's Django stuff that people react to. There's Hateful
Mhm.
Eight stuff that people react to.
Mhm.
And then even going to like Asian stuff, there's like Kill Bill stuff that people react to.
Like even like how they're referring to the cooks in the kitchen and how they're referring
Mhm.
to, I mean, it's kind of, use of the N word and like,
Oh, this one is off the chain. It's got slurs for Asians. It's got
mhm,
slurs for
mhm.
African
Oh
Americans.
yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
slurs
Oh
for
yeah, Walken.
it's got slurs for neurodivergent people. It's got I mean, it's
Yes.
got slurs across the board. What is he trying to do, and why is he putting these words into these characters' mouths? Is it for shock to get our attention? Or is he trying to say, I'm writing a movie about bad people and bad people say bad things?
Is it at a time before we've had the conversation and this word is being used? We've talked about a lot of black cinema here
Mm-hmm.
as well, and especially the rise of independent black cinema and around this
Mm-hmm.
time. And it's the black community having not said and probably said, but not being listened to, this is not your word. You cannot use this word anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this standing in the face of growing political correctness, which was something that was happening at this time too?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that it's like, well, this is just how people talk, or this is just how this community talks. If you sanitize this, it wouldn't be as realistic inside a built world, right?
Yeah,
So
but
there's still intentional choice.
I just feel like this world is so hyper real that
Yes,
like I don't necessarily need the language to be realistic. And that's
I know.
actually kind of what makes the language kind of feel like it stands out to me because the world
Mhm.
isn't real. It's not our world.
Right.
And
No.
so it's almost like I don't know. I actually, I said it as like an option. Now I'm starting to lean towards it, which is I really do think that there may be something to this being a movie about villains and how can I make villains even more villainous? I have them use language that we all know is totally inappropriate.
Mhm.
And it just is what it is, It makes you realize that none of these people are heroes. Jimmy is not a hero for helping Jules and Vincent bury a body,
Mhm.
in his garage. Like he's an awful person. Right? Like Butch is a awful person. Like
Mhm.
all of these people are awful people.
Right, like that weird conversation in the cab, how did it feel to kill somebody? Well, I didn't know I was killing him at the time. So I don't know how to answer that question.
But then he ultimately settles on, I don't feel the least bit bad about it.
Right.
Which tells you all you need to know about Butch. He has no empathy for someone that he's murdered in the ring. Yeah.
Right.
The racism in Tarantino movies, I think, is deployed intentionally. And I don't think that I understand 100% why it is that he does it. And I really don't necessarily understand 100% how it is that he gets it. He gets his actors to embrace it.
Yeah, so it's like this sort of ugliness and darkness is a part of this world, and it's important at some level to include.
There's what I like to call the Blazing Saddles misinterpretation of art, which is to say that a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't make Blazing Saddles now," as if like, "Oh, you can't make a movie that has the N-word." But what was being said in Blazing Saddles was how idiotic all of these white people were being in this moment, right? Like you can't make Blazing Saddles now because the irony is lost on the people that it's directed at. It's like they don't understand that they're the joke. And it's like that's the thing that I it just totally kills me about art is how people are like, "Oh man, I wish you could make movies again where you could just say the N-word all the time and put it in the voice of white characters." And it's like, then you missed the whole point of what those movies were trying to say, I think. So
yeah, it's interesting to kind of go down a wormhole of looking articles about Tarantino and the use of the N-word, and because he's talked a lot about it, and even like, oh look, there's like dissertations on this that are out there too. Yeah,
we'll have to leave that there and move on to who is this movie for, Betsy?
I always go generational, but I mean, it's like a movie that has a lot of, it's an onion. It's for ogres. It's made like, there's so much layering that's happening here that it can, and then there's just a ride that you go on that it can be made for any general audience, maybe not children. But then if you want to keep digging and digging and digging, and you're the film bro or gal, and you want to get up in that, like there's all of that stuff in there waiting for you. It's like a little like Russian nesting doll of a movie that if you want to kind of, and he's inviting you into like, he's building his canon at this point. Like that's what he's doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this is just, the next step on that journey.
Yeah. It does feel like an expansion from Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. Cause it feels like a similar, like, he's ultimately going to go to very different places going forward. Like, and different genres of movies.
Different time periods. I mean, he's all over the place.
Yeah. But this feels more like I've got more money to make a different kind of Reservoir Dogs that if I had the money to do it then, I would have made it like this, maybe, kind of.
Well, it's still an $8 million budget, which was actually, it had to jump once like Mickey Rooney as Butch would be very interesting. Mickey Rourke as Butch run it down. When you add in like the 18 days of Bruce Willis on your set, that was a bit of a jump. But I mean, it's still only $8 million.
I've got that this movie is for burgeoning 90s film bros. Like this is for like the film bros that became cinephiles because they were Pulp Fiction fans, and they were like, "Oh, what's the latest independent cinema? I've got to go to my local art house theater to see the latest independent show." Like that's...
Yeah, no, this is a train you need to get on. Like we've been waiting at the station, and Miramax is over there going, "Excellent!
Yes, we can make money." Harvey's
we can make money.
We can make money off of all these film bros.
Yes.
What is your rating for this movie out of 5?
I'm gonna give it 4.5. Above Fresh.
Wow. Coming in above Fresh. 2 Sam Jacksons back to back.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Undeniable.
I've got it at a 5 out of 5. It's Pulp Fiction, man. I'm sorry. I can't
Yeah,
dock this
it's so
down.
good. It's so good.
It's peak indie cinema. This is the best independent movie ever made. I mean, I can't. It's 5 out of 5 for me.
Right. But at the same time, it feels weird to say independent film
It does
with
because of all the
Miramax,
movie
doesn't it?
actors.
Yeah.
But it's like if you think about the fact that Sam Jackson's not a star when this movie is made,
Mhm.
Uma Thurman's not a star, John Travolta's not a star.
Look who's talking through.
Bruce Willis is really all he's got, and then Harvey Keitel and a little bit, Christopher Walken and a little bit, but he's really putting together like a shoestring budget here, and they become stars. Like now it looks like a blockbuster.
Oh man, can you imagine what the salary alone for this movie would be if you made it now? I wonder whether you could convert that.
Why did the Academy nominate this? That's actually a good question. Why did the Academy?
Why didn't they just leave this to the MTV video or the MTV Movie Awards?
It does stand out from the other movies.
I think there's an element of it that's undeniable. I think if they're going to, they've been reluctant to look at independent Black cinema. So, look, here's a white guy. So if we're gonna dip our toe in here, let's go with something we're familiar with.
One thing that's really helped me is that I started listening to a podcast called "What Were They Thinking?" That features Bruce Vilanch as like a regular on there. Because he wrote for the Oscars for like 30 years, maybe even longer than that. And he has really helped me understand that the Oscars are a promotional tool. This isn't like some kind of, we award like whatever the best movie of the year is. This is to promote certain movies so that you get audiences to gravitate towards those movies or movies like them. And so it kind of makes sense that the Academy is nominating Pulp Fiction as an independent film because it feels like it's on the cutting edge. And another thing is that these nominations come from people who work in the industry. So if an up and coming star like Timothée Chalamet, for instance, wins Best Actor, it's because people in the industry know that if Timothée Chalamet keeps making movies, then they'll keep having jobs and they'll keep making money. So it's about like trying to push whatever it is that you think is the growing edge of the industry out there so that it makes more money. And I feel like that's kind of the Pulp Fiction nomination is like, oh man, we could make a lot of money on these like low budget features if we like get people behind these things. So what did Emily say about this movie?
Oh, let me pull it up. Best soundtrack! Exclamation mark. She said, I feel like this was my entire entree into indie films.
Okay, she's lots of
movie quotes were the culture, and she said it was like you couldn't talk to boys without some quote.
That's right.
Happening from this movie.
Zed's dead, baby.
Yep. Zed's dead.
What do you think David Letterman said about this in his Oscars monologue?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know that he referenced Pulp Fiction. I don't know. I've got to go back and listen to it.
And then maybe get Oprah and Uma to work in the film.
Okay, that is it. Pulp Fiction in the books.
That's right.
Next
Let me holster my gun.
Next up, Betsy. Far away from Pulp Fiction. We're going to the Robert Redford vehicle quiz show is next.
Little Voldemort, right? Voldemort.
Yeah,
questions.
little Rafe Fiennes. So this is actually Rafe Fiennes is going to be up for the Hall of Fame for us this year because he was in Schindler's List last year, and now he shows up this year in Quiz Show. So we get Rafe Fiennes again. We get the guy from Northern Exposure.
The guy from Northern Exposure.
Yeah, the lead guy from Northern Exposure.
Rob, what's his name? Yeah, Rob Morrow. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, there you go, from Northern Exposure. Yeah, well, it's scandalous. It's scandalous what happened on the quiz show. We're going to dive into it next time. Betsy, thank you for holding on to my watch while we recorded this. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna go get it out. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. Just don't tell me anymore.
Nope.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.